today we're making queso. Alright, so today I'm going to be making a very highly requested video we get asked about all the time. It's our cheese dip. You might call it queso. It's like a Tex-Mex restaurant style cheese dip. This is something I make all the time. It's really easy. It's very few ingredients. It just takes a little time, and let me show you how we do it. What we have here is white American cheese. We use a lot of different things. This is the best to me, and I always like to get it in a block, so I'll go to the deli and I'll just say, I want a pound of white American. I can't really get it shredded anywhere, so if I want it shredded for tacos or something, I'll do that myself. You could use sliced white American, but I'm gonna start with about a pound. This recipe is gonna call for a pound. I'm gonna half this just because of how many people I have here today. So I'll half everything, but if you go to the description and then go to our website, you'll see the full recipe laid out for you. But let's get started. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and melt a little bit of butter. I think that adds a lot of richness to it. I've got this shallow pan here so you can see it a little bit better. You may wanna use a taller pot to do this, but we got about a cup and a half of milk. Again, I'm halving this recipe. So I get a lot of comments from people that have made this in the past saying, oh, mine was too thin when I made it, or mine was too thick. Well, you need to kind of have an idea in mind that you need to add a little bit of milk or a little bit more cheese as you go along. If you want it to be a little bit more thin, add some more milk. If you want it to be a little bit thicker, add some more cheese, and that's gonna help you balance it out to get to the right consistency that you want. So next we're gonna get about 2 tablespoons of these diced green chilies. That's gonna add a ton of flavor here. We're gonna throw that right in. And we've got this over a medium-low heat, so nothing too crazy, but you wanna make sure you keep stirring this. If you don't, it's gonna stick and it's gonna burn on the bottom there. Next up, we're gonna start tossing in some of this cheese. I'm gonna cut it into little blocks. It's gonna help it melt a little bit quicker. Just start kind of laying these in here. As you can see, I saved a little bit because, again, if I need to make it a little bit thicker, we're gonna add some more of that cheese here. And this is gonna take about 5 or 10 minutes. And as we're going, I'm gonna go ahead and add in a little bit of lime juice. It's gonna brighten it up with some acidity here. And then lastly, I like to add a little bit of this fajita rub. You don't have to, I think it just adds a little bit of extra flavor. It doesn't need much, just a tablespoon or so. And that's gonna add a little bit of color and a little bit of flavor there. All right, we're just about there. You can see there's a few chunks that are still melting, but you can see the consistency we've got here. It's what I'm looking for. Now, I'd highly recommend some homemade chips. Nothing wrong with a good Tostito, but these are so much better, and we'll do a recipe on that too for you. But you see it's still just a little thin, but it's still, like I said, there's a few chunks that are still melting, but it's a good time to go ahead and try it out. Ugh. What was that? Now, there's a few ways to elevate this too. I really love adding some cooked chorizo into this. Adds a lot of flavor to it. It's great for like a game day appetizer or something like that. But this can be, like I said, it can be served with a tortilla chip by itself as like an appetizer. This is how I make the cheese dip for my nachos. Putting this on a sandwich is great. This is good for, I mean, I could drink it with a straw, to be honest with you. All right, now I'm gonna put this in a little serving bowl. And as it cools, it's also gonna thicken up a little bit. So I'm serving it like this. I like it to be a little bit, just barely thin. But like I said, if it's too thin for you right here, add some more cheese, let that melt. It's gonna continue to thicken up. And if it's too thick, we're gonna go ahead and add some milk to it. I've also got some homemade pico. I really like topping it with that to finish. Let's see what you got here. That's hard to beat. The full recipe can be found at crowfood.com, along with our rubs, merchandise, and dozens of other great recipes. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and as always, thanks for watching.